Good evening. We are so glad to have you back with our show, and we have so much information for you tonight. I just want you to make sure that you're ready to take all this information in. I've got two wonderful guests here for segment one. I've got Pastor Ron Fairbairn, and Pastor, I'm glad to have you with us today.
Tom, it's wonderful to be with you again.
And we also have Commissioner Butch Borasky.
Tom, it's a pleasure.
Glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
And this is one of these shows where we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. So I want the people that are listening in, people that are watching, whether it's YouTube or whether it's on the local TV, whatever it is, we want you to pay attention because these two gentlemen have a lot to tell you tonight.
Yeah.
So again, let's just go ahead and start. We're going to talk about some things that are very interesting to everyone in our community. So if you need to write anything down, you know if you want to contact Pastor Ron, he's going to give you his phone number. If you want to contact Commissioner Borasky, he's going to give his phone number as well.
Yeah.
If you want to contact me, you can always contact the TV station, but my number is well known anyway. So
Yes, it is.
but I want to talk to these two gentlemen because we've just got a lot to talk about. Now, you two have known each other for a long time.
Almost since I moved here, and I know Butch came here before I did.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
Butch, how long have you been here?
I've been here 22 years now, proud to say.
22 years in Pahrump.
In Pahrump, yes, sir.
Outstanding. And what brought you here?
Same thing that brings almost everybody else here. My wife had friends here. They asked us to come out and visit.
Okay.
We came out to visit. We drove out and took one look at Pahrump and talked to some different people. We were considering moving to a warmer climate. And at that time, the economy was real bad in upstate New York. So I figured maybe a good time to make a change.
Okay.
The kids were grown up and gone. And, you know, after coming out here and spending some time here in the winter, actually, I'll back that up a little bit. We went to Tucson the first time.
Oh, that's cold.
Stayed there for 2 or 3 weeks to visit my wife's son and the kids. And I loved it so much because I was out walking around with shorts on and everything. And I says, this is what winter's like?
Hey, this is fantastic.
And in upstate New York, 6 feet of snow would be the average. So I just loved it. And that's what sold me when we came out here. I talked to a gentleman out on Basin who used to race at the dirt track here. I had to fix a muffler hanger on my car. And he had a little lift outside, and that was his operation back then. It was really cute. But, and I saw he had a stock car, and I said, you have a stock car track here? Oh, dirt track, oh yes. And it just, after driving around town and staying with our friends, when we went out, I said to my wife, I said, I could live in a place like this.
And you came here, and you've been here ever since.
Yes, well, it took it was about a year or two later. But
Okay.
yeah.
That's great.
22 years now. I love it, I'm proud to say. And I love this community. I won't give it up for anything.
That's great. And you've heard it now. You know why Commissioner Borasky is here. Pastor Ron, what brought you here?
Well, you know, my little brother, Gerald Schulte, brought me here.
Okay.
And I had just, I was an associate pastor at a church in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I had sold my business, and I was just looking for a new place. And Gerald, who owns manufactured housing here, said, why don't you come on up and stay with me for a while? And that's what opened the door. And that's how I got here. And it's been wonderful. It's been a great community doing the things that the Lord has brought us here to do.
Well, I have to admit, since I've been here and having met both of you, that has made my stay here pleasant. So I'm just glad I met both of you. And that's just been fantastic.
Well, we came here in 2006, and I bought a home in Comstock Park.
Okay.
And nice little home. And it was just beautiful. I loved it. And then I met my wife, and we got married on September 7th, 2007. And so that's how Butch and I met.
Okay.
Well, actually, we met on a cruise ship.
Well, that's what I mean. I married my wife, and then we went on the cruise ship. My brother bought it.
My wife had won one of the terrible cruises in the old days. And the first year we couldn't go because I was getting elected. The second year is when I met Ron. The second one, she won another cruise.
Yeah.
And we went, and we met him on the boat, and we've been friends ever since.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you guys have been involved in a lot in our community, and we're going to talk about that. But I also want to remind people that, you know, while we're doing the show, this is September 11th, and it has memories for all of us. So I want to just say September 11th, and we're doing this show to let you know how much we care about this country and we care about all of you. So
and I know right where I was on September 11th
Me
because
too.
my brother called me. I was in upstate New York. My brother called me and he said, "There's bad things happening. Turn on the TV."
Okay.
Never got off of it after that either.
And for everybody, I tell people, everybody else talks about that morning, and I talk about that afternoon because I was in Germany, and school had just ended, and I was having a meeting with all the teachers, and we turned on the TV. So wherever you were, September 11th is implanted in your mind.
Oh, yeah, always,
So.
always.
Okay. Well, let's talk about why we're here today. You guys do something in our community. It's called the Christian Men's Fellowship Breakfast.
Yes.
And how can you tell me how that started?
Well, it actually started before I got here, but I was invited by Butch, and there was Al Balaqui.
Okay. I think many of you know Al Balaqui.
Yes, and he still comes out,
Yes.
and he joins the men's fellowship when he's here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we had Jerry Landwehr. He had the Christian bookstore, Streams in the Desert.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we had, many of you remember, Nevada Tolliday. And we just loved that man. He was so helpful.
I hated to see Nevada leave.
I know.
Oh,
Me
gee.
too.
He was great.
Yep. And Pastor Keith King.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, you know,
That was a group.
yeah. Well, I guess they started at the, what, at the VFW?
No. We started over on Kellogg at that
The pizza
restaurant.
place
Yeah,
now.
the pizza place,
Yeah.
what it is now. And we went in the back room. And I believe that's where we started. Now, I can't remember back beyond that.
Okay.
And yes, that was where we started.
Yeah.
And we started having regular meetings, and then we moved to another location, another location. We moved around once we had to leave there for whatever reason. And as we moved, we also grew.
Okay.
And I think now we're up to, I don't know, we've had how many?
Yeah, we had 19 yesterday,
Yeah.
and we've had as many as 35.
I think it was more like 40 one time, but
Yeah, could have been.
yeah, it's up that high, and people come and go because men come in because they have time, they can do it in the morning and have breakfast, and other people, they didn't like either the location or something. It was too far north, too far south. We tried to kind of keep it in the middle.
Yeah.
Right now we're meeting at the Nugget. We were there before too, but some of the individuals did not want to meet in the casino. And I said, well, we're not playing slot machines. We're worshiping the Lord and we're talking about the Bible.
Yeah.
And so our group kind of fluctuates up and down. And we brought in a lot of people from out of town too.
Yes.
I was going to ask, what do you do at the breakfasts that you just alluded to, talking about the Lord, reading the Bible? How do you organize what you're going to do in
Well,
a particular breakfast?
we start with, every week we have a different pastor or an elder or a layman from the church, and they give a message. And we start out with music. We do 3 worship songs. Well, first off, we start out with prayer, 3 worship songs, and then we have a message and we eat. And we've been doing that. And we've had some speakers. We've had some top quality speakers from our community around Nevada to come and speak at our Christian Men's Fellowship about what's really happening. And how can we, as an organization of Christian men, stand up for what we know is right and work in our community. And so we also have a segment where everybody says, okay, what's happening? What can we pray for? How can we be a part of it?
Okay, so we want to know what's going on in the community, where prayer is needed, and then pray for it.
Yeah, but then also we become involved with the Nye Community Coalition. You know, we've worked with them so much, and they've just been such a part of everything we do.
They are.
We worked with Butch on the July 4th, the parade.
Yeah.
How many times? We all got together and were
For the
part of that.
last 7, 8 years now, I think this was the 8th year, if I'm not mistaken. 4th of July parade. Both Dan Shinoffen and I work very closely with the VFW, and have since he got elected, and even before he got elected. and that, you know, a great organization. I've worked with just about every vets group that I can, one time or another. We worked on housing issues, food, clothing. Some of us even worked on the food commodities program, and that was indirectly through the coalition. That was given to us, handed over to me by the state, because the person doing it couldn't do it anymore.
Okay.
I think the gentleman passed away, but I'm not sure. And I said, well, I'll take it, I'll run with it. And
You did.
And because the state was giving us once a month a couple of truckloads of food to give out in the community through the churches and organizations. And the only thing bad about that whole thing, it scared me, but the Lord sent me a Savior. I had to go out of town. I was scheduled to go back east for a vacation for a week.
I remember that.
And I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I'm sitting at my desk in the office, and somebody called me up and said, I heard you need some help. And I said, who are you? And it was someone from New Hope Church.
Yeah.
And they said, I heard you need some help with the food commodities program. I want to help you. And I said, get over here right now.
Yeah, and
we talked for about 2 hours. He assured me that he would take it with kit gloves and handle it until I come back. And then he would help me with it after that. And through the community outreach group, which we are all part of, and him, I want to thank him for that. I think without him, we could have lost that, but now it's bigger and better than ever.
Nobody goes hungry. Now, we have a couple pictures we want to show you of our men's group. And as we meet at the Nugget, and it's 7 a.m. every Wednesday morning. And if you know, it's a rabbi there. He's a good part of our community. He does many things. And then also, like I said, we meet at the Nugget at 7 a.m. We put a sign. It's at the old buffet room. And so it's a Christian Men's Fellowship meets here at 7 a.m. Gentlemen, just come on out and know what's going on. We're a big part of what's going on here, and we love Pahrump. And everything that we're doing is to help our communities, to better our community.
And with everything going on, we want to make sure that you listen to this and you come back and join us for our next session.